Hello, I'm Gerald Coates. You're very welcome to our audio blog. Princess Diana, at 36 years old, was the most famous person in the world. But on Saturday the 6th of September 1997, having had supper at the Ritz Hotel in Paris, she was killed, fleeing a pack of journalists and photographers. Her last words was spoken to a firefighter, just 4, and it's not generally known what was said. She died with others in a famous tunnel running under the city of Paris. It became an international news story outlining her life and loves, and the role of the press, which was very heavily criticised after her death. On Friday the 5th of September, about a week later, I left the Emmanuel Centre in Marsham Street, Westminster, where friends and I were running meetings several nights a week, actually over several months. And so I entered my car when we'd finished and drove into central Westminster, just 3 or 4 minutes away. Nothing could have prepared me what I was about to experience. The near stationary traffic was surrounded mainly on the pavements by what was said to be 1 million people. What were they doing at 10 p.m. in London? Well, they were there, waiting for Diana's cortege to arrive the next morning. There was massive security, and the streets with the journey home would normally take about 45 minutes. But on that night, due to the traffic and the many hundreds of thousands on the pavements, it took me almost 3 hours to get home. The millions had come to Westminster that night, on the 5th of September, to watch the funeral, as I say, the following morning, and they stayed all night. As I told Anona, my wife, it was like driving through a holy atmosphere. There was no noise, no talking, and as it turned out to be, quite a lot of prayer. But actually more prayer from what I thought. A few days after this incident, a lady in Pioneer, the network of churches and training courses I founded, spoke to me and said she was in the crowd. And as the group stood together in silence, another lady stood to say, "When Big Ben strikes, I want to invite you to pray with me." The result of the situation was that the lady in the Pioneer Church suddenly realised, I'm not on my own. But things did not work out as she thought. Big Ben struck, and the whole group stood around the lady who said she would pray. After a silence, the lady prayed, but it was something different to what the Pioneer lady expected. Roughly speaking, this is what she said. "Well, Lord, I don't even know if you exist, but if you do, make yourself known, because our country needs you right now." In such times, unbelievers pray as though there is some sort of God. And this is the season we're in with the pandemic, where there's a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of cause for concern. But let us be willing to make the connection and talk to people and maybe even offer to pray. As a result of these situations, people can feel supported and valued. So look out this week where you can make a connection and maybe offer to pray. Ask a question. Does this concern you? And currently there's talk about the danger of children going back to schools in the next few days, and even more so, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of students going back to university. it's time to say, I'll be really happy to pray for you. I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless. Thank you for listening.